Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. You already guessed it, today we're going to be covering some cool crypto subjects once more. By the way guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure you press the subscribe button and also make sure you press the like button on this video. I'm doing a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to try to upload a crypto update video every single day this year, so make sure you support by pressing subscribe and commenting down below whether you think I can make it or not. So XRP says days of pain could soon be over after blockbuster Q4 2019 report. So yes, every quarter a new report comes out, and in this case here, some days of pain could be soon over, is what they're saying here in the start of this article. So what has happened? Well, XRP sales decreased significantly within Q4. Now, if you guys have no idea what this is talking about, a pretty big recurring issue surrounding XRP has been the amount of XRP that is sold. And we're talking here about the amount of XRP that is sold by Ripple themselves. In this case here, within the newer reports, we've actually seen a decrease in sales, which I guess to a lot of people is a very positive thing. Personally, I would say a decrease in sales is actually something bad, meaning, they're deteriorating in growth. But to a certain extent, it could also be seen as something good because they need less money for what they're trying to do, which means, a lot more is going out of themselves instead of needing funding from XRP, right? That's my perspective. If you guys see it differently, make sure you let me know. And in Q2 of 2019, Ripple promised that it would undertake a more conservative approach to XRP sales. This is exactly what the company did in Q3 and Q4. According to its recent published Q4 report, Ripple sold XRP worth $13.03 million in Q4. This is close to 80% drop from Q3's $66 million, and this is also a huge drop compared to the $251 million from Q2. And undeniably the lowest XRP sales for the company in the past 3 years. I actually checked a little bit into the details of what went on, and yeah, you can definitely see, the last 2 months here, it's just been ridiculous. They don't sell anything, and it's pretty interesting to see how they can just do that. Maybe it was also just for the statistics, don't really know. I guess we're going to see after Q1 report comes out. Yeah, I think that will be pretty interesting to see how they changed over the newer year. I think it will be quite interesting. ODL services increased by 650%. Yeah, I guess that's pretty obvious here. The dollar value transferred via the ODL increased by a whopping 650% from Q3 to Q4. And moreover, number of ODL transactions increased by 400%, which is again pretty interesting. And also, XRP's future remains bright. I mean, we know they got some crazy partnerships in the pipeline. It's all going to be coming up. It's all a matter of time. But I'm pretty excited for all of it that's going to be coming. All right, on Bitcoinist, it says, showtime for XRP. BIS exec calls cross-border payments a top priority. The future could be bright for XRP after all, and Augustin Carstens softens on digital currencies. I don't know why this has a capital letter there as well. Oh, all words kind of do. Never mind. But yeah, that's a pretty important person. XRP could be on the brink of mainstream adoption as Benoit Couer, appointed chief of the Bank of International Settlements, lists cross-border payment solutions as a top urgent priority in the current financial world. So this is not a surprise. I mean, we all expected this to be coming up. The only question was, when are some of these behemoths in the space, these influential people, going to get enlightened, or when are they going to change their minds and wake up from their from their day-to-day lives and their puny little views and really get the bigger problems, the bigger pictures, and also the bigger solutions. Now here again is where Ripple comes in, for example, with a cross-border solution, or cross-border payments solution that they got. And for example here, Courier, I guess Benoit, is already noticing, this is actually a lot more of an issue than we expected. This is top priority. We need to fix all of this, and we can really quickly, really simply. To quote, it's about having a technology that cuts across borders. Everyone agrees cross-border payments now are too slow and too costly. The top priority for the community is not CBDCs. the top urgent priority is to improve cross-border payments, in particular for low-income and developing economies. That's really well said. Moving over though, Augustine Carstens softens on digital currencies, not specific anything on XRP, but thought it would be pretty cool to note still. Augustine Carstens is the chief executive of the BIS, who has warned against rushing into digital assets before. He still believes their influence can grow. However, Carsten believes adoption would come through central banks, and those digital assets would not be anonymous or freely accessible at all. So it's a little bit of a step back, but also still pretty straightforward, I guess. When it comes to the ease and use of direct access, Ripple Inc. has taken the lead with its efforts to contact potential partners directly. Its ecosystem has also proven itself for years, which is an interesting, I guess, side note to the story here before. But in the end, his opinion didn't really have anything to do with XRP in the direct way. Bitcoin exchange guide here. 5% Bitcoin drop is nothing special. So this article is actually talking about why the prices of Bitcoin went down ridiculously much today. Like you can see here, like a couple days ago we were at 9K. Right now we're at like 8.5, 8.3 here actually at this point. And a lot of people went into panic mode. A lot of people went into questioning mode. And most of these articles are just there to kind of tell you, don't worry too much, or don't get frightened. It's all going to be good. It's all going to be fine. It's all the way it normally goes. And there's not really any big issues. Now, this article here specifically is not loading for some reason, so we can see in our screen. It's not showing its true face. But I have another one here. This is from Jeffy Kahn, who is known for the really crazy, ridiculous titles, the really clickbaity of the clickbaitiest, to, as the title just suggests, to bait people. Why Bitcoin halving could be the biggest bull trap in years. All these articles and all this anticipation is really doing a lot for the community. It's really putting a lot of pressure on them, and also getting people in a lot of different sides, So, for example, here, the title is really interesting because we're talking about the halving that's coming up, right? And the halving is only a couple of months away. And I think this drop and the surges also have a lot to do with this halving because nobody sort of really knows what's going on, right? Because should we go for it? Should we not go for it? And then adding to that, the Chinese New Year here. Chinese New Year falls on January 25th this time and will herald the start of the year of the rat, meant to symbolize new beginnings. Dealers expect a quiet market due to the holiday. Crypto analytics firm Skew and altcoins in deeper red except for Tezos and NEM, right? The Chinese New Year here has actually added to it quite a lot, I would say, as people become a lot more secure, defensive, retreated, held back, whatever word you want to put there, safe. They play on safe because, I don't know if it's any tradition or anything like that, but I think during the new year, you don't want to be so volatile. You don't want to be open for so much risk. And I think that's also why a lot of, people who celebrate have actually pulled out a little bit. I also know a lot of people who pull out of a lot of their investments before the swap of the year. Some people go explicitly into some newer investments, but a lot of people also pull out just because they either want to restart, start off fresh, or, they don't want to be open for if something happens around this time, depending on what assets we're talking about here. But a lot of them pull out, a couple of weeks in advance just because they're kind of done with it for now. They don't want to worry themselves in the holiday periods and such. And maybe here for Chinese New Year or something likewise has happened. I don't know. It happens every year, that during Chinese New Year, a lot of crazy things happen. What are you going to do about it? Not too much. So next episode, I want to actually talk with you guys about Ripple or Stellar again. It's a concept we've covered quite often, on the channel here. But still, there's a lot of people wondering, which coin do I choose? Why? But if you watch this far, make sure you press the like button. But also comment down below. Would you like to see me talk about these two coins again in one video? Or, do you not need a comparison? Or what should I do about it? Let me know. 3 reasons why the crypto market is crashing today. Well, first of all, Chinese New Year is right around the corner. It's actually, I guess, tomorrow or the day after, depending on where you're at right now when you're watching this. And February, or maybe it's in the past already, and February is historically bearish for crypto markets. Bitcoin is in heavy accumulation. These 3 points are why the price is going down right now. Global crypto market has shed another $7 billion today, and people are looking to find out what's going on. Well, pretty obvious. These three things are going on right now. And you can just scroll through if you want to read up more into it, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory exactly what's happening here. February is historically bearish for crypto markets. Chinese New Year is around the corner, and Bitcoin is in heavy accumulation. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can get way deeper into it if you want, but I think it's necessary. One thing I should also mention that I saw on Twitter today, posted by XRP Crypto Wolf, was from Twitter to the XRP tip bot, or really, I guess, from Witzevint to Twitter. It says here, this is XRP Crypto Wolf. Hey, Twitter and Jack, can you please give back the XRP tip bot to Witzevint and the XRP community? Everyone, please help spread the word about this so we can get back the XRP tip bot. Witze says, update regarding the XRP tip bot account being banned by Twitter. Good news is, they replied. Bad news is, they say the account will not be coming back because apparently my own project, domain name, and actual source code that I wrote myself is impersonation. Twitter, shame on you. And the thread is here. It's pretty obvious and pretty scary to see that a tweet like this came out here. So the tweet from, or I guess the message, sorry, from Twitter reads, hello. It has come to our attention that your Twitter account is in violation of the rules of Twitter, specifically the policy on impersonation. Impersonation is pretending to be another entity in order to deceive and is strictly prohibited. This account has now been suspended and will not be restored. So there's a couple of theories that I have on this, and I don't want to get too deep into them just because you don't know who's watching, you don't know what influence an opinion can have, but a couple of things could be going on because of also what Witze said here. You know, there's tons of impersonators, and they're not really doing anything about that. So, also the other tweets here, I just checked through everything, and I kind of made my nuance here. I think there's a couple of things. One, you know, Twitter was like, this tip bot thing that's going on here, it's crypto related. We don't like it, right? Let's ban the crap out of that. You know, but some other people that are over at Twitter HQ were like, all right, but what you gonna ban them for? Like, no problem. Just put an impersonation charge on there. Nobody gives anything. Who's gonna, get back at us? Nobody, right? One attitude. Second attitude could have been, we need to take this offline, and you know, it's not really an entity. It's acting like something else. You know, I don't know how you could, even put that into words, but XRP Tipbot, maybe because it's not a real person, it's maybe copying another Tipbot that's online already, or what they're doing kind of felt like a scam, possibly to Twitter's eyes. I don't know. They were like, let's take this down to help the community out, to make sure people don't get scammed. Could be the other side. And third thing that I'm kind of ruling out is that, there was one big scam going on, which Twitter took down, but most likely, that's not the case. That's a very small likelihood. Most likely, this is just bullying. This is just really messing up Witzevintz's day and maybe even year, because this is going to be very, very annoying to fix. I don't know if it's as easy as just creating a new Twitter handle and starting over, because XRP Tipbot really built themselves a name. They built themselves a reputation, and they're really a certain thing. I also don't know how it's going to be working with Coil. Or not, yeah, with Coil, one thing, like how does it all add up? Because on the XRP Tipbot website, you can see your Coil earnings as well. That's one thing. And also, for example, what's going to happen to everything? The money you have on there, are they just going to make an XRP Tipbot 2? And also the spring investment that they did into Witz's company, right? What's going on with that? Also, I have no idea. But hey. We'll see. Guys, that was it for this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you watched this far into the video, make sure you put in the comment section traffic. Put that in the comment section if you watched this far. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Guys, if you're in China, Happy New Year very soon. And take care, everybody.